Hey there, my name is Kevin, and tonight I'm going to be breaking down UFC 134 coming out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. I'm very excited for this card. I've been waiting for this for months. People of Brazil have been waiting for this for more than 12 years, 13 years now to be exact, since 1998 was the last time that UFC was in Brazil. So basically I'm just going to break down the card from the first fight of the main event all the way up to the main event. And the first fight of the night, we have Stanislav Nedkov versus Luis Kane. And I gotta say, Luis Kane should win this fight. I don't know a lot about Nedkov, but from what I've seen, I'm not terribly impressed by any of his skills. He's not a very good striker, first of all. He tends to come in with winging wild punches, and he's short, so he's got a reach disadvantage. He's going to have a very hard time closing the distance on Luis Kane, who's a much more proficient striker. I would say the only good thing about Nedkov's game is he seems to have a little bit of power in his punches, and he's also got a good double leg takedown. But I don't see that being an issue for Luis Kane. He's got the reach advantage. He's more technically proficient as a striker, and so I see Nedkov losing by decision. Luis Kane shouldn't have too much of a problem dispatching Nedkov over the course of 3 rounds, but I'm not sure if he knocks him out or not. I really don't know enough about Nedkov to make a call on that. So I'm just going to say Luis Kane wins by decision. The second fight of the night, we have a very good fight, exciting fight. Edson Barbosa Jr. versus Ross Pearson. This looks like a good fight on paper. I think a lot of people are gassing it up to be more than it will be, because I think Edson Barbosa is going to pull out the victory in the second round via TKO. Ross is the real deal. Pearson, he's a good fighter. He's got solid wrestling for an Englishman. He has good boxing. He's pretty tough in the clinch. He likes to do a lot of dirty boxing up against the fence and in the clinch. So, you know, in that respect, he's very solid. He's good all around. He doesn't have any major glaring weaknesses in his game. But Edson Barbosa as a striker, he's just leaps and bounds ahead of Ross Pearson. So I'm going to say Edson Barbosa TKOs Mr. Pearson in the second round. And he's going to be the next big thing, in my opinion, at lightweight in the UFC. He's just a very exciting fighter to watch. If any of you have seen him fight before, he's fought twice. He beat up Mike Lolo. He just destroyed his legs to the point where he couldn't continue. And he had an awesome fight against Anthony Njokuani. And I think this is going to be his coming out party, so to speak. He's going to be the next big thing, I promise you, in the lightweight division. So look for Edson Barbosa to put a stamp on this card. He's going to be the breakout star, and he will be probably a top 5 to top 7 lightweight by the end of year 2012, I think. That brings us next to our third fight on the main card. We have Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira versus Brendan Hybrid Schaub. I have to go with Schaub, unfortunately, in this fight. I think Nogueira's time as an elite fighter is probably passed 3 or 4 years ago, but it's really starting to catch up with him now. He's been in too many wars. He's coming off the surgeries, the hip surgery. He's been out of the game for 2 years now, and during that time, Brendan Schaub, all he's been doing is improving. You know, he's been working on his striking a lot. His footwork's getting better. He's using his athleticism to his complete potential. So I have to go with Brendan Schaub to win by TKO in the second round. You know, I think Nogueira always has that chance of pulling off a submission, but in my eyes, Brendan Schaub is on the rise and Minotauro's on the way down, so I have to go with Schaub. Which brings us to our co-main event of the evening. We have Forrest Griffin versus Mauricio Shogun Rua. This is my pick for fight of the night. I think Shogun is going to come out blazing. He's he's very hungry after that loss to John Bone Jones, losing the title in the fashion that he did. I'm sure he wants to come out and put an exclamation point and let everyone know that he's still around. He's still one of the best 205ers in the world. Um, I think mentally he's in the right place right now where he needs to be. Even though he's coming off a loss, that just spurs on his motivation to get back to the top. And on the flip side of that, Forrest Griffin, unfortunately, to me, it doesn't seem like he cares that much about fighting anymore. And when you don't have that mentality and that desire, that burning desire to fight, it can put you in a very dangerous and vulnerable situation. So I got to go with Shogun in a very close fight, a very exciting fight of the night in my opinion. And Shogun rides out a tough 3-round decision war. And finally, in the main event, we have Anderson the Spider Silva trying to retain his title against Yushin Thunder Okami. This is pretty cut and dry to me. I like Anderson the Spider Silva because Yushin does not excel in any one particular area that is going to cause Anderson any problems. You know, he's a durable fighter. He's solid all around, but he does not possess the wrestling acumen that Chael Sonnen does. So I have to go with Anderson Silva in the 3rd round by knockout. That will be your knockout of the night, in my opinion. He's going to retain the title. It's going to be very disappointing for Yushin Okami because he's worked very hard to get to where he's at. He's been in the UFC for years now, just plugging away, trying to get to the top, and it's just not going to work out for him, unfortunately. So that's my breakdown of UFC 134. If you guys want to get at me, hit me up on the comments section. Hit up my website, mmacompiler.com, or hit me up on Twitter at KEVBANKS. That's Kev Banks. So get at me and enjoy the fights, guys. Take care.